Good morning, students. I hope you people are well. Today we are going to start the next chapter, that is lesson 2, biological classification. By the name itself it is clear, children, that here is certain type of classification between the living organism, because we are talking about the biological classification. As we had studied in our previous chapter and in your human civilization also, we had studied that only two type of organisms are present at the atmosphere, that is plant and animals. From our stone age, we are knowing that we can distinguish between the useful and the dangerous animals. Next thing, children, gradually as time passes and the human requirements starts, as per that we started taking care of some animals as a domestic animals and some animals as a flesh eating animals. In Indian culture, as the earliest classification of animal is found according to the Upanishad, okay, Jivaja, Andaja and Ubija. These three categories are there, and they had told that particular two more are there as per that living classification. In some books it had been mentioned, Jangam and Satwa. So this all includes both plants as well as animals. Then Hippocrates and Aristotle, they had differentiated the living beings into plants and animals. Then Theophrastus in the year 370 to 285 BC, he was considered as the father of botany. Who was considered as father of botany? Theophrastus. Keep remember, children, this one, a very important point. Then he differentiated that 480 plants are there, and that plants may be trees, shrubs, herbs, small shrubs, okay, and so on. Then John Ray, another scientist, he had traveled throughout the world, especially in Europe, and he discovered 18,000 plants and animals in his book, Historia Generalis Plantarum. That book he had written. Okay, then Carl Linnaeus in the year 1707 to 1778, he had written one more book, that is Species Plantarum. And one more book he had written, that is Systema Naturae. There he had classified very well about the plants and animal species. Carl Linnaeus is only considered as your father of taxonomy. This also keep remember, who was considered as father of taxonomy? Carl Linnaeus. What is the basic principle, children, for the system of classification? So many points he had described. Basically 3 points he had included. Okay, the first point, the artificial system of classification. Sometimes what happens, children, natural habitat is also going to be changed due to natural calamities, and some organisms are capable to survive in that new natural habitat. So that will be included in your artificial system. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to make the organism to survive as per the environment. Then what is the shortcoming of that particular above system if we are talking about the artificial system? Sometimes the organism is capable to adapt, and sometimes they are incapable to adapt. When they are incapable, definitely they will go to the death stage. Okay, children. The next one, natural system of classification. According to George Bentham, in the year 1800 to 1844, he had told that the morphological organisms, that is having certain relationship with each other, and in that manner he had gave the information about the organism. Next one is your phylogenetic system of classification. Here children, what we are going to do in this phylogenetic system, we are going to compare the organism with their ancestors, how their ancestors are and at present how it is. We will try to correlate with that too, and as per that we will consider that this organism belongs to this particular family of the animals or plants. Then for this, children, some definitions are given, or you can say that certain terminology we have to do, that is we have to study. The first one is cytology. Cytology means the study of the particular cell, that is the current cell, that organism which we are going to study, and their ancestors organism. So what we will do, children, we will study both the cell history. Next one, see children, physiology. What is physiology? In this physiology, children, we will study all the matter, that is nutrition, then after that excretion, digestion, what all steps are going to play for a good living organism to survive. That all study will be included in its physiology study. Then when we talk about the embryology, children, here basically we will learn how the embryo is going to develop, whether they are egg laying or whether they are young once offsprings are going to be developed, and so on. Then mode of reproduction, which type of reproduction is going to occur, whether vegetative, asexual, sexual. Then behavior, how they are behaving with other organisms, that is whether they are social being or not. Then biochemistry, what all chemical substances are present within the living organism. That things we will study in this particular point. Here some examples are given. Suppose you take the example of four-leg in a horse, forearms of human beings, wings of the birds, bat and flippers of the whale. They are different organs of that particular organism, but their functions are almost same. So they will be considered as your homologous organ. Then another important term came, children, here, chemotaxonomy. What is chemotaxonomy? The chemical study of that particular organism is known as your chemotaxonomy. Here one chemical name is given, beta-cyanine, that is soluble in water and it will produce red color pigment. Next important thing, children, classification of organism. Basically we will learn 2 kingdom classification and 5 kingdom classification. I hope you people remember class 9th, first chapter biodiversity. There we had studied about 2 kingdom classification as well as 5 kingdom classification. 2 kingdom classification was given by Carl Linnaeus in his textbook System Natura, and he had told that only 2 type of organisms are present in nature. One is your Plantae, another one is your Animalia. Plantae, very vast kingdom it is, and Animalia is also included, 2 vast members. Plantae includes all types of plants and Animalia includes all types of animals. In this, what is the drawback, children? The first and foremost thing, they had kept all the unicellular organism with multicellular organism. They doesn't differentiated the eukaryotes with prokaryotes, as well as they had put together all the autotrophs, heterotrophs. They had not seen any mode of nutrition. Then very little diversified form they had shown. Lichens are also kept in the same, Plantae only. So we can't differentiate in a proper manner. So by seeing this all drawbacks, the next classification was given by R.H. Victor, that is 5 kingdom classification, which we used to follow, which we used to study, and this one is very important. What is the base of this 5 kingdom classification? He had selected certain points. On the basis of that point only, he had discovered the 5 kingdom classification. The first thing, complexity of cell structure. Complexity of cell structure means, children, whether the organism is your prokaryote or eukaryote. Pro means your pre, karyote means your nucleus. U means your true, karyote means your nucleus. So in this case, children, what happens? Whether the true nucleus is present or it is absent, that we had to consider. Second point, complexity of the organism. That is whether the organism is unicellular or whether the organism is your multicellular. Then mode of obtaining nutrition. Autotroph means self-preparing the food. Heterotroph means depend on others for the food. Then lifestyle. Which type of organism is that? Whether they are able to survive in greenery or whether they are able to survive in desert area and so on. Then phylogenetic relation, just now we had seen, we have to correlate with their ancestors. Okay, children, very important one, this one. So here in detail it is given, as I said already, complexity of cell structure, that is prokaryote, eukaryote, on the basis of presence and absence of nucleus. That is whether the nuclear membrane is present or absent, that you have to see. Then whether the cell is single cell or multicellular cell. Single cell is also capable to do all its activity alone, and multicellular cell is also capable to do all its activity in a group. Then heterotrophic, autotrophic, as I said, autotrophs means by the help of photosynthesis they are able to prepare their own food. Heterotroph means they depend on other organisms for the preparation of their food. Lifestyle, which type of category they are belonging: producer, consumer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. What is producer, children? The organism which can prepare its own food, that is producer. All the green plants are included here, which consist of chlorophyll pigment. Then consumer, the first organism which used to consume the particular green plants is known as your herbivorous animal, such as your cow, goat, etc. Then secondary consumer, such as your peacock, fox, which depends on the primary consumer. Tertiary consumer, which depends on the secondary consumer. Then the next thing, children, decomposer. Decomposer means the organism which depends on the dead organic matter of the living as well as non-living system. Next thing, children, phylogenetic relationship of the kingdom. As I said already, we have to study their ancestors, how their ancestors are surviving, how they are living, how they are reproducing, and so on. That will be included in your phylogenetic relationship. That is its evolutionary history from the ancient time to the current time, how they are modifying themselves, what they are, and at present how they are. Here one brief diagram is given, what we had studied. Suppose you take the first example, kingdom Monera. Here all the unicellular organism is included. Okay, children. Then kingdom Protestia, along with certain prokaryote, eukaryote is also included, and generally they are disease causing. Then fungi are totally colorless pigments. They are, you can say that they are saprophytic. They generally depends on the dead organic matter. Animalia, they are heterotrophic in nature. They depend on totally plants for their food purpose. Then Plantia is also, they consist of green color pigment for the reproduction purpose.